Here we are. This is part 7. We're getting down the box there now. Let's have a look. Oh, look. I can see the bottom. I can see the bottom. So we're getting there. Oh, look at that. We're getting there. Right, let's get that back there. Level that up and we'll grab a handful. Oh, that'll do for the first handful. Right, let's go. 1945. Someone said I did find a nice 45, but I didn't put it on the board. A really nice condition one, but I'm not going to go through them all now. Hope we find another one. All right, there's a 1964 Australia penny. That's a nice condition, isn't it? Now it looks like there's a dot after the word penny, so that will be the Perth Mint. And there's a dot in front of the kangaroo's leg, but I think that's just a bit of dirt. Let's see if it comes off. Well, I gave it a bit of a rub, but it didn't come off. Just a bit of corrosion, I think. Nothing more than that. Okay, carrying on. We've got a 1936. King George V. 1940. Let's have a look at that exerg line. The line above the date is called the exerg line, and you can see it's a double line. So that's a slightly more common one. Can find them with a single line as well. 1964, that's nice. That might be an upgrade. Oh, there is a little mark there. I'll have a look in a minute. There's Edward VII. 1903. It's a closed 3, which means it curls over at the top and the bottom. We're looking for an open 3. That's not one. 98. Well, there's Victoria. 1863. Just looking on the board, we've got an 1863, but that might be a little bit better. Lots of varieties to look for on the 1863. A little die number at the bottom between the 8 and the 6. No, there's nothing there. Is the 3 very slender? No, it's not. Is the 3 been minted over a number 1? No, it's not. Just looks like a standard 1863. I'll just check it with the other one on the board in a minute. Right, there is Elizabeth. A 1966. Oh, 1962. That might be an upgrade as well. 1910. Edward VII. That's his last year of reign. 1910. 1931. George V. It's not bad. 31. I'll probably check that one as well. 1938, George VI. There's a 1928, a couple more. A 1919, but it's got no mint mark there. And what was that one? 1937, George VI. The 62 and the 64, they were no better than the ones on the board already, so not upgrades. There's the 1964 Australian penny, can go with the other Australian ones. And the 1863, let's have a look at this one. Yeah, that is very worn, the one on the board. And the one we've just found, much better. Look at that. Now, I have made a video about the 1863 pennies and the varieties to look out for. And if I remember, I'll put that as a link at the end of the video. So, that's an upgrade. Can go there. Okay, a few comments on the video before this, part 6. The Flow 5269 said, when comparing the two 1882s, is it my imagination or is there a variation in chin profiles? Let's have a look. I did put two 1882s on the board because I thought one of them had been cleaned. Yeah, I can see what you mean, but I think a little bit of corrosion on the end of this one here makes it look different, but I don't think it is. I think that is exactly the same profile. What do you think? Another one, John Amans 899 says, I have to take issue with something you said. Guernsey doubles are not the same size as pennies. I bought a Whitman penny album to put them in with my Jersey ones and they didn't fit. I think John's going to be right here. Right, there's a UK penny and there's a Jersey one and they are exactly the same size. So let's get that Guernsey 8 doubles and compare that. And you can see, I'll level it at the bottom, it is slightly bigger. Let's have a look at the sizes. The penny and the jersey are 30.8 millimeters, and the Guernsey is 31.7 millimeters, so 0.9 of a millimeter bigger. Nice one, John. Something else I've learnt. And the 4 doubles is slightly bigger than the halfpenny as well, slightly bigger than the halfpenny. Right, we'll do one more. Dina said, what is the dot between the L and the F on the 1931 halfpenny? Damaged or mint error? Worth checking out. So that would be a 1931 from the last video, wouldn't it? Is that it? Yeah. Ah, yes, I see what you mean. Let's have a closer look. I think it's just a bit of damage. There's more marks at the top as well. Yeah, sadly, that's what I think that is. And I must have get the 1931 penny to upgrade. We'll change that. Okay, let's go. Oh, we start with a horribly polished coin. Queen Victoria, 1896. So we know where that's going. In the dirty mug. Don't like those. Right, 1915. Notary Cestier. Nope. 1944. 1945. 1881 with an H mint mark. Yeah, it does have an H mint mark there. The ones with no H mint mark are slightly harder to find. The 1881. I think we've already got one with an H mint mark. We've got a 1898. Another Victoria. Another 1898. There's a shiny one. 1966. Ballerica jersey, 1964. I think we've already got a 1964. 1/12 of a shilling. Is that with the others? 1899. 61. 1961. Is that any better than the one on the board? I think it is, you know. I think that is a little bit better than the 61 on the board. I'll change that. Right, 1930. A couple of holes there, but I don't think that's anything to do with mintage. I think someone's just thrown a dart at it or something, punched it or something. Don't think that's a minting error. Oh, what we got here? Another Australia, 1936 this time. 1936. I don't think there's any mint marks on that. I think we've got a 1936 already. Nice. Another Victoria. 1901. 1862. We have got an 1862, and yeah, it's definitely better than that. Right, 63. 1912. And there's no mint mark on that one. We have got 1946. Have we got a dash on this one? Is it the 1946 dot penny? It's not, no. Another Victoria. 1893 this time. We've got an 1893. It's got to be better than that. And the last one. I can tell by this coin, this is either 1949, 1950 or 1951. Because there's no Ind Imp. He wasn't Emperor of India then. So what's he going to be? Come on, let's have a 1951. 1949, most common of the three. Still a nice find in 1949. Just show you this. This is from 1948. And you see it says Ind Imp. And this one we just found from 1949. Does not have it on there. Let's see if I can match it up. There we go. No Ind Imp was removed from the coin. Last time it was on a coin was 1948. Ind Imp being abbreviated Latin for Emperor of India. Right, the 1961. That is a little bit better. So replace that. Now we've got the jersey 1964. We'll go with the other jersey ones. And another Australian coin from 1936. That's probably a record for Australian pennies. Let's get some more. A few more than that. Alright, that'll do. Oh, another 1961. Definitely not as good. 1962. Alright, what have we got here? There's a 1919. I thought for a second there was an H mint mark, but there's not. Just the common one. But this one. Another 1919 with no mint mark. Right, 1932. 65. Oh, there's an Irish one. 1942. A bit battered. Hen and chicks. Just got to check that middle chick. Check its legs are there. Yeah, right in the middle there. Sometimes it's missing. Called the half chick, but that one's got its legs. 1942. 1892. Do have a better one on that. 1927. Well, there's George. Hey, look at that, a 1926. We need a 1926. Well overdue. Now, you've got to look for the modified effigy, and I can tell straight away it's not a modified effigy because I can read the BM, and there's a full stop after the B and the M. That means it's a common one. There are other ways to tell the difference. What I'll go and do now, I'll go and get a 1926 modified effigy if I can find it. It took me ages to find this. I'll have to get organised. And you can see there you can't read the BM. It's there, but it's much further back and very, very weakly struck. Okay, there's a common one. Look at the colon in between the Gra and Brit. Pretty much central. And if you look at the modified edition, the modified effigy I should say, the colon is almost touching the A. See that? Almost touching it. And there's a clear gap between the colon and the B. So that's the first thing I look for. Again, this is the common one. Look at the colon after the T in Brit. And this is the modified effigy. And you can see the colon, again, almost touching the T. And it's spaced out a bit differently as well. Very hard to tell by the actual effigy itself, unless it's in uncirculated condition or nearly. But it's easy to tell by the text going around there, so that's the best thing to look for. Yeah, so look for that. The legend or the inscription around there is the easiest way to tell. Yeah, I call it the text. You can call it the legend, the inscription, whatever you like. And to buy one in this condition, I would say between £10, £12. Probably a bit more. Well, at least we've got 26. 1900. One of millions of 1900s in this batch. There's a 1919. I don't think that's anything but dirt there. Yeah, just a bit of dirt. 1908. Oh, look at that. Look at that beauty. A 1918 with an H mint mark. Not too bad, is it? Not too bad. Nice to get another one. 1918 this time. I'm just thinking about whether I should check my Whitman album. I'm not sure. That might be an upgrade. I'll have a look. This is my Whitman folder. Pennies, 1902 to 1929. In the last video, I did get a lovely 1918 upgrade. Let's have a look at that 1918 H. That's the one in the album. And that one, I think it's slightly better. Let me get it out. All right, this is the one that was in the album. This is the one I've just found. Not a lot in it, is there, really? Let's have a look at the other side. It may be a tiny bit better. Yeah, I'll swap it. It's a tiny bit better. So let's put that one in there, and that'll be a very slight upgrade. Lovely. Okay, a few more. 1936. Thought that was another one. I really thought that was another one there. But it's just a blooming white mark there, isn't it? Getting greedy now. Last one in this handful is Victoria 1899. 1926 gives us another bingo line. And the 1918 with the H mint mark that I took out of my Whitman album can go there. There's the 1942 Irish penny, you can go there. And the 1932 on the board is not that good. The one I found is definitely better. Okay, I'm giving everything down here on this board away, plus all these bits up here as well. If you want to get your hands on them, all you have to do is comment on this video. This is part 7. Make sure you made a comment on all the others as well. And then when I finish this box full, it might be one more video, it might even be 2. What I'll do then, I'll pick a video at random. I'll pick a comment from that video using the YouTube random comment picker, and the person that made that comment will get everything down here. Now you have to be registered with YouTube to make a comment, and that's absolutely free, so do that. And if you've done that, you might as well subscribe to my channel because that's absolutely free as well. Right, thank you very much. Right, before we carry on, a quick word from my sponsor.
There you go, that's towards your next box of coins.
Oh, cheers, Sue. A quick word from my sponsor there. Right, let's dig right down the side there. Let's get some out of the side, see what we've got there. A few more, perhaps. There we go. Right, let's see what we've got this time. 1938. There's a 1921. 1902. Is that going to have a low tide? Let's have a quick look. No, you can see the tide level there is where Britannia's legs cross. There we go. Let me show you a low tide. I don't think I've shown you one for quite a while. So there's one of my low tides, 1902. And I think you can see the difference there. The tide level on this one is much lower. Much lower than where Britannia's legs cross. See, there's not so much sea there at all. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, you can see much lower. Now this one is in quite nice condition. And I say, if you've got one like this, or if you want to buy one like this, you're looking around 20 quid, £20 for one of those in that condition. It's just a common one. 1966. Nice and shiny. 1896. Again, that's the usual condition you find the 1896s. Right, Elizabeth. 1963. 1935, and looks like we've got a farthing. 1917. I think we got a 17 already though. I'll check, see if that's any better. I'll put it with them. Right. 1912 with an H mint mark. I've got a better one than that. There's a 1920 with a very small gap there. That top colon looks very weak, doesn't it? But it is there. Probably a bit of dirt in the die. Right, there's Edward. 1909. Check the N. Let's just see if there's a little dot to the right top of the N. And there isn't. So we got the common one there. There's Victoria. 1872. I think that's a 72. Yeah, 1872. The one on the board is definitely better than that. Oh, what we got here? Napoleon III, 1861. So that's a small one. That would be a 5 centimes. That's nice, isn't it? Big A mint mark there. Napoleon III, 1861. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's a lot smaller than the penny. Right. There's another, yet another, 1900. 1895. You need to look at the gap between the trident and the P, and I can tell straight away that's a small gap. That's what's known as the 1mm gap. The scarce of 1 is a 2mm gap. Gosh, I showed that in an earlier video in this series. 1934. There's a 1919. Ooh, what we got there? Brush off. No, it won't. So that's a contender for the dirty mug. In it goes. I don't think it had a mint mark. George V. 1913 this time, and there's a halfpenny. A halfpenny. I'm not saying hate me, as some people think. It's halfpenny. Halfpenny, but you don't pronounce the P.
Or the H.
If you're down south of England, like I am, you pronounce it halfpenny. Tuppence halfpenny, mate. Right. Not hate me, as some people think I'm saying. Probably comes up in, if you've got the subtitles on, it probably comes up as hate me when I say halfpenny. Oh, there's a 1914. That's not bad condition, is it? A 1914. That might be a little bit of an upgrade. All right, 1927. And the last one in this handful is a King George V. 1918. With no mint mark. There's the 1917 farthing. There's the Napoleon III 5 centimes from 1861. And there's the halfpenny. Are you going to buy me a beer? I can't, mate. I ain't got 2 halfpennies to rub together. What else was it? Ah, yes, the 1914 is definitely better than that one. So it's quite a good upgrade. Right, let's grab some more. A few more. Let's go right over the other side, right in the corner. Right, let's see what we got. 1937. Oh, there's a shiny one. Oh, 62. I don't know if that's been cleaned or not. Strange colour in the middle there, isn't there? Somebody might have had a go at cleaning it, but it doesn't look like it. Very clear detail there. I don't think it has been cleaned. I think that's going to be an upgrade. So I will upgrade that. 1948. There's George V. 1936. Oh, something different coming up there. 1897. Is there a dot between the O and the N? Nope, can't see one there. All right, there's George VI. So that's a Jersey, is it? Jersey, yeah. Island of Jersey, liberated 1945. So this is to commemorate, obviously, the liberation of Jersey after the Second World War. Although it says 1945 on there, it would not have been minted in 1945. They were produced in 1949, 1950 and 1952. They also did a version with Queen Elizabeth on, dated 1945, but minted in 1954. I think I got that right. That's not bad condition, is it? Nice portrait of the King there. By Percy Metcalfe. You can see the PM under the King's neck. That's the same artist that designed the Irish coins. The Hen and Chicks, the Sound Pigs. Nice find that. I like finding these. Cracker. Right. 1920. Small gap. Now that one had definitely been polished. 1899. Why do people polish coins? They look absolutely dreadful. Get in the dirty mug. 1901. Victoria. That's George. That's a halfpenny. I call it a halfpenny, showing like 1927 halfpenny. Don't think we've got a 27. I'll look later. There's an 1899. Not the best condition, that one. There's a Victoria. Young head. 1887. Just looking at the board, we do have a better one than that, though. 1887. Another one. 1894. Definitely got a better one than that. Oh, look at that. It's an H, isn't it? Oh, for a second I thought it was a KN, but it's a 1918 H mint mark. And look at the ghosting where you can see the king's head through the coin. To a weak strike on the reverse. Well, we do have a 1918 H mint mark, and it's better than that. Another Victoria. 18. Oh, we need an 1885. It's 85. Let me just make sure it's a 5. Yes, 1885. Lovely. Oh, that's another one for the board. Not in the best condition, though, is it? But you can clearly see the date. 1913. Another 1901. There's a 1914. Not as good as that last 1914 I found. There's Edward. 1905 this time. Another halfpenny. I'm going to call it halfpenny. 1942. Lovely hate me there. Oh, I can't resist it. 1916. Ghosted on that one as well. Is it a recessed ear? No. King's ear is nice and flat. And I'll just drop that. Okay. Right. Ah, dropped it again. I'll pick it up in a minute. 1929 and 1917. Someone says, how do you manage to hold all those in your hand without dropping them? Well, I don't always. There it is. 1942 and 1927 can go on the halfpenny pile. I'll upgrade the 62. I'll put that there. The 1945 Jersey Liberation penny can go there. And the 1885 gives us another bingo line. That's going to do it for this video. There is the link to the 1863 video that I made that will show you all the different varieties for the 1863 penny. Go and have a look at that. Okay, thanks for watching everybody. See you in the next one. Hopefully you'll get it finished in the next video.